Good evening, and welcome back. We're back on another Sunday of Chit Chat Pod, and we are on our final Sunday of our love language series. And guys, these 4 weeks has gone by, but it has been so exciting because we met some wonderful couples and heard some great stories, love stories, some good nuggets that we've gotten for couples and on their relationship and things that they've learned and what love has taught them. So, and I'm pretty sure our remaining couples today will be able to give us some more nuggets and things that they've experienced in their love story and their love life. And I'm excited that they're able to join us today and share in on that. So we're not going to hold them back long, but today we have joining us three couples, and they all have different. Um, well, we have two married couples and one engaged couple. I think they're engaged. They're not engaged. They're dating. Okay. Look, I don't spoke it into existence. Okay, Mark, you on the clock, Mark. But we have a couple that's dating, and then we have two married couples today. But nonetheless, we want them to share in their relationship status and their story and what love has taught them and what they're growing and learning together on this journey. But today we have Tavon and and Londa. Is it Landa or Londa? Landa. It's Landa, I think. But correct me when you come on if I'm saying it wrong. James, Londa. So Tavon and Londa James. And we have Alan and Tori Grogan. And we have Gabby and Mark, who's our dating couple. And I'm so excited to have them on because I have been seeing Gabby cheesing and smiling so big since she's met Mark, and it has done my heart so good to see this because we've known each other for a very long time, and when we stationed overseas together. So, but I'm so excited to have these couples on, and so our first couple that you would get to meet and get introduced to is Gabby and Mark, and we'll get started with them.
Hello.
Hi. Look, Mark, I did throw you out there with those two
You
married
did. You
couples.
did.
And look,
You got some pressure on me now.
I know I don't put the pressure on you in front of the whole podcast land now. So look, but I didn't mean to put that pressure on you. So no pressure. I'm not trying to like speed nothing up or anything. So
I already got a
let it
plan.
happen organically.
Girl,
But I do like the way that she's been cheesing and smiling and enjoying this love life that she's been having with you. So it's good to see that she
Well,
deserves
I've
that.
been the same. So
Oh, good. Good. I told her she says you do everything. I'd be like, oh my goodness, what he doesn't do. So give Chit Chat Podcast an introduction of who Gabby and Mark is and how you guys met.
Well, I'm Gabby,
And I'm obviously Mark.
and we actually met on the Facebook dating.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really an app; it's just part of Facebook. So that's where we met. I had been on it for about a week, and then it just wasn't going good. Like meeting not really great anybody, and then I took a break for about a week, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it one more time. And then the second time, I actually was a little bit more direct in my bio about like what I wanted, like, things like a job, a car,
A house.
like maybe own or rent your house without your parents or something. And then I got a little heart from Mark, and I was like, huh, he looks interesting. He's cute. He's got a dog. He's got a car and a house.
And a job.
And a job.
So yeah, I had been divorced for about 4 years, and I dated here and there, but nothing significant. And I'm very Christian based, and one of my Christian brothers had me make a list of everything I wanted in a woman, and I did. And not long after I made that list, Gabby contacted me through the Facebook app, and we just started talking, and it was amazing the things we had in common. So both of our oldest kids know each other, went to high school together, played soccer against each other. And so we have seen each other before, just never knew it.
We were literally
Oh, wow. So y'all had crossed paths that just didn't really know each other.
for years.
Yeah. God was like, hey, I tried. Finally, he's like, all right, I'm doing this now. You are getting
Right.
Through Facebook of all places.
Yeah. See, I like how God has a sense of humor.
Oh, absolutely.
He's letting you guys know y'all already crossed paths. Y'all just weren't ready at the time, and it didn't happen. So now, the perfect timing. It happened at the right timing, right?
Oh, absolutely. I told Gabby, I was like, we met at the right time. I was like, I wish I would have met you earlier, but we met at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I like that you guys have on your up under your name, Midlife Beginnings. Why would you guys put that? Tell me, why would you guys put that?
So when I got divorced, now about also 3 or 4 years ago, people are always like, oh, go through midlife crisis or whatever. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is a beginning. This is my midlife beginning. I had my youth beginning, and this is my midlife beginning, because this is a whole new chapter my kids moved away because they went to college and work. So I got a great career. I finished college, and then I met Mark. I was like, this is a whole new beginning, and it's in my midlife, and as it is for him too.
Yeah. It was just, it's like, I feel like right now my life is starting.
Yeah.
So,
I love it. I love it. And it's like, you guys, that's why I say the timing. The timing was just like, right for you guys, because when the kids were out the way, all the attention you had with the kids, with their business, and when you obviously had with your son with his business or whatever. So now you guys can focus on each other. All that stuff is, there's no distractions. You guys can focus on the things that are a priority to you guys in your life right now, and at the forefront of your focus. And, that's important. Especially when we get to this age and we're trying to start back dating or get back out into dating, especially after a divorce. So that's important. And that's going to give a lot of people hope.
Let me tell you, I'm telling you, girl, I almost did not go back on Facebook after the trails of disaster one after another. And something was just pulling me. I'm like, seriously, God was just like, just try it one more time.
Yeah.
And be a little more strict. And I even got some hate messages from men because I was so direct in my bio. I don't feel like I was rude. I just was like, this is what I want. And what I did.
That's what I'm telling you. What you want. Look, don't settle for anything. This is I'm at this point in my life. This is what I'm expecting. My expectations are here.
Right.
I'm not lowering it. I'm not, setting any boundaries outside of what, I'm expecting of this. So I get it. I totally get it. So,
right. And, Mark had mentioned about a list, and I think it's, a lot of us write lists, right, of what we want, or we have a mental list about what we want. But one thing that he and I discussed that actually made so much sense is, and I even tell my kids this now, it's make a list of things that you want your partner to have. And as you date, you'll notice that some things could either drop to the bottom of the list or you can remove them completely. And there's some things on that list that you just can't accept to be, to not have. And as long as you understand that list is malleable,
it's a living document.
Yeah. Then it kind of keeps the pressure off of somebody not meeting all your expectations. But those core foundations you'll learn as you date, which you're not willing to sacrifice. And that's kind of where we were both at when we met.
Yeah, I told her, I spent the 4 years after my divorce, before I met her, learning exactly what I didn't want.
He dated lots of girls, okay? He was out there.
I did. I did.
Look, sometimes we have to kiss a bunch of frogs before we meet our prince. So I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He was out there.
well, I know that you guys been dating how long?
Almost a year.
April will be a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can
Feels like
we
it's
can dive
fun.
right into it then, because I'm
Feels
pretty
like I've known
sure
her for
you
all
guys
my
got
life.
some love languages going on at this year mark by now.
Absolutely.
So I know you guys are familiar with love language, the 5 love languages. So Gabby, I'm gonna start with you. What is your love language?
So mine is actually active service and quality time. So with my active service, it's words, or your actions speak louder than words. So like you can tell me what you want all day, but if I don't see it, if I don't see you act on it, it doesn't really mean anything. And as I've grown older, that love language just became more real because going through a divorce, having been cheated on, and all the whatever that we go through in life. So it's like, show me. Someone can talk a good game, but can you do it? And then acts of service is more of like, I don't want to feel suffocated. I don't need, Mark is not needy, but when I do get your time, no, I'm not. When I do get your time, I want to know that I am the center of your focus at that time. So just dedicated time whenever we do, communicate or whatever it is we're doing. That's mine.
Okay, what about you, Mark?
Well, I mean, like probably, and I told Gabby this, like 99.9% of every guy, our first love language is physical touch.
Yes.
So, I mean, that was no surprise when I found that out. I was like, well, yeah, duh. But I do. I like the intimacy. I like the closeness. I like the actual, being close to each other and just, feeling each other. That really says a lot. I love holding hands. So wherever we go, I just want to hold her hand and be close to her. And in a very close second is words of affirmation. I think everybody likes to hear, you've done a good job, and I'm no different. But I love doing stuff for Gabby, and I think since we've been dating, there's probably been, I don't know, 3 or 4 days where I haven't made her coffee in the morning.
And that's because I was out in Huntsville or
Yeah,
something.
and I love doing it. I learned how she liked it, and I love doing that for her.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So
It's all new for me, Shan. I'm not used to any of this stuff.
I know. I know. I know. Look, so I know that you guys are connected, on a spiritual level. So I want to ask you this question. How do you feel the most connected to Gabby, Mark?
Oh my gosh, how do I feel the most connected? It's just, it seems like almost every day we find out something new about each other that we have in common. Mm-hmm. And it's just the most amazing feeling in the world. I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like I'll say a phrase and she'll be like, "You've heard me say that before, haven't you?" I'm like, "No, I've never heard you say that." It's like, I say the same thing. And it's just little things like that just makes me feel so close to her and know that, she is the one I'm meant to be with.
We have what's called ESPN.
ESPN, yeah. Our ESPN is strong.
Right. So what about you, Gabby? When do you feel the most connected to Mark?
When do I feel the most connected?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're pretty in sync. I feel the most connected. The way I interpret that question is when we have like our talks, because while the grand scheme of things, everything is really amazing. Between us, we do have our days where one needs to be a little more, the 70 and then the 30, right? But with my past and with his past, we have learned that we have triggers from that sometimes come out of the blue that I couldn't even describe that I have them until they happen. So, but he makes it to where I think about the feelings I'm having right now and why I'm having it, and he lets me just explain it, and he gives me that focus that I need to be able to ramble on and then maybe rewind and re-say until I get it out. And it's moments like that that I feel the most connected, and it's like lasting. So anytime, while those triggers suck, it's just a whole new level that it brings us up to, because I'm like, wow, I'm being a total witch right now because this is what I'm scared of. This is what I'm feeling. This is what it used to be, but this is not that. I need to reevaluate this. And it's those moments
I like that.
Connected.
I like that because it shows that he's allowing you to process it. Mm-hmm. And when he allows you to process it, it makes you kind of react before you respond, kind of thing. You process, and so you're not just like shooting off, and blowing something off because oftentimes I do it. I mean, I'm still working on that. So that might be something I need to bring up with my person, because, I need to learn how to process some stuff, because I'll just shoot it off. And it has nothing directly, something that person has done. So, and it might be something that has been triggered, something I've dealt with before, but because something has popped up and it reminded me and it triggered something, here I am processing that feeling all over again. And I'm projecting that now. And that person don't understand why your mood has changed and all this. So him allowing me to process that, I think that's very important, because it'll alleviate, some of that. And because we're saying that lets me run into the communication. How important is communication in a relationship?
Let me tell you, those triggers of mine that might have been bad. Okay. Mark has had just a couple that for him were bad, but mine have been because I'm 1,000% Aries. Okay. I will drop you and not think twice. But my triggers were bad, where instead of, because in the past I would just, shoot off at the mouth and say what I need to say. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of just I'll shut my mouth, but I stew in it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm triggered. I need to talk about this. And I have my emotional breakdown or whatever, and I'll talk about it. But just what's important is me being able to express it. Like I said, sometimes I'll just talk, and then I need to rewind just to kind of gather all that, garble into a sentence that's coherent. But what's most important, though, because I could say what I want, is you need a listener. You need someone who's going to listen with the intent to understand me, and then try to validate my feelings, but also reciprocate, well, this is what I meant, or this is what I'll do to try to not let this happen again. Because he's really good about that. I'll do this next time instead of that, and so communication is 1,000%, but you also need someone who's actively listening. And it's a skill that when I was in my 20s, I definitely probably was not that good at, but definitely got better.
Yeah. And for me, I've always been a good listener, but I hate to say I look like the typical man, but, hide my feelings, not real strong, expressing how I feel. And I will say Gabby is 100%, she'll be like, what's wrong? And we've talked about it, and we're like, don't ever say nothing. Something's always, on your mind. So, and she has gotten me to express, well, I don't really know how this is making me feel, but I would like to talk about it because it is making me feel a certain way. And it's hard. I mean, it's still hard for me to this day, but she's able to allow me to see that, hey, this is actually affecting me. Mm-hmm. And, and then we talk about it and we come to solutions. And that has been the biggest difference with our relationship than anything I've ever had in the past. Because, I mean, we haven't really gotten into arguments, but we've had disagreements. And we sit down, we talk about it, we talk it through extensively, and it's actually very therapeutic.
You have to have a safe space, though.
Yeah.
You both have to agree that this is going to be a safe space when we talk.
Yeah.
And genuinely mean it. And that's hard.
It is. But it's hard, but I think it's actually been easy with Gabby. She makes it very effortless almost. And that's just after our first disagreement, and we talked about it. I just remember feeling like, oh my gosh, that was amazing that we were able to talk this through, and we're all good. Yeah. And now we have tools and things for the future if something like that happens again. And so the communication has just been awesome.
I love it. So we're going to wrap up y'all question with, when did you realize that Mark was it for you? When you, because I keep telling me and my girlfriend be talking about the dating, because we're about to hit the 50s. So and we keep saying that the dating pool has pee in it. So we know what's out there, when we're looking, beyond in our age group. So tell us, when did you know, or when did you realize Mark was it for you? And Mark, when you realized that Gabby was it for you? Like, I don't need to look no more on this Facebook dating app. I'm going to settle right here.
Well, it definitely was a feeling that I had from God, first of all. Like, it was the most intense feeling I had had before, or than ever before. But I think that my mind shifted from, oh my God, I can't live without this person. Like, because, in past relationships, you might think that, to, oh my gosh, I want to live with this person, like, forever. Like, this is what I want in my life forever. And when I realized all the really good things he brings to my life, emotions, just everything in general, those are all the things I want to keep in my life forever. And when I had just one day, I don't even remember what it was that he did for me, but I was just like, I want this forever. Like, forever. And I've been married, twice. And I was like, I'm good. I didn't get married ever again.
Yeah.
But then that changed.
It did.
Okay, your turn.
All right, my turn. So,
and I like it.
With Gabby, it was just, I had been through the dating scene, and I was just getting discouraged because I wasn't meeting, the one that I wanted to meet, or the one that I thought God had in store for me. So when I first met Gabby, I was like, oh, well, we'll see how this goes. And just over time, and just she makes me want to be a better person. And I know that's cheesy, but it's the truth.
No, she's that kind of person.
Yeah, and it was just I started feeling, like she said, it was the same thing, that it's not that I can't live without this person, it's that I'm looking forward to living with this person. Awesome. And just that whole feeling of togetherness, and just overall, this is my person, and I am in the stage of my life where I can, offer her everything I have, and accept everything she has to offer. And it's just, she is my best friend. And I'm just looking forward to all the adventures we're going to go on, and all the life we have left to live with each other.
Aww.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you, guys. We're going to move on to our couple number 2. We're going to let you guys go backstage so y'all can finish watching the show. And we're going to bring you guys back on at the very end to come back and close out the show with us. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Everybody, that was Gabby and Mark. And we're bringing on Alan and Tori Grogan.
Hey guys, how's everyone?
How are you? So
Good.
Gabby just came from Huntsville for work this week, and you guys live in Huntsville.
Yep.
We do.
Yeah. So tell Chit Chat Podcast who Alan and Tori Grogan is.
So we are Alan and Tori Grogan. We have been married for 4 years this December. Just a very loving, simple couple, just
Living life.
living life.
What? So tell us how y'all met.
Are you going to tell a story or you want me to tell a story? I think you should tell a story.
All right, so my version is probably a little better, but we actually met through some work associates. We actually worked in the same place, and then we had a gathering one night, and we met there, and we kind of met and just talked a little bit, and then we decided to pursue and go a little further. I'd just been going through a divorce, and I was going to be a scallywag. I was not going to ever get married again. And God said, I got other plans for you.
I shot my shot, ladies. Shoot your shot. I shot my shot.
She did shoot her shot.
I shot my shot. Let's be honest.
Yes. Yes.
So if you want to tell yours.
So I've seen him. I didn't know what his relationship status was, but he was out one night and I came out. And so I said, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to say like, hey, introduce myself. Like, just put it out there. Well, we kind of met up and I kissed him and then I went home.
Oh, you being a hot mama.
I was being a hot mama. And I went home and that was on a Friday, and on a Sunday I got a text message. So then he did the rest of the work. And
Okay.
that's our
So
story.
you not only shot your shot, but you left him with something else too.
Yes, I didn't. That was not the intentions though. That's just kind of how it happened. We just had a moment.
Okay. Okay. sis.
I got a husband out of it, so we're good.
Okay. But look, I ain't mad at you because look where it got you.
A whole husband, yes.
Look, so we're talking about love languages. So Alan, tell us, what is your love language?
So my love language is definitely touch. So I think that is for men. I think it's just that you have to be, through the world, you just have to put on this hard persona, and that you just have to put up these walls and these barriers. And it's nice to be able to come home with the person that you love and that loves you, and you can let that guard down and just, know that you're in a safe space with someone that you love so much.
Aww. What about you, Tori?
So right now in my life, acts of service is my love language. He does everything for me. And when I say everything, I mean, he cooks for me, he cleans for me, he takes care of me, security wise, financial, like he does everything for me. Like I am a big baby right now. So acts of service, literally and literally.
And speaking of baby.
A baby, yes.
Yes. So speaking of baby, can we share the news on the podcast?
Yes, we can
Yes,
share.
absolutely.
We are.
Okay.
Are you going to share it, or do you want me to?
I'll let you guys share it. I'm the auntie. I'm gonna let you guys share it.
So we are expecting our first child together. So that's why acts of service is literally my love language, because I'm so tired all the time.
I spoke this baby into existence, guys. I wanted this baby so bad.
The end of last year, we were talking about it. Now you have to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Y'all. She told me I gotta get to the altar. I gotta get to the altar.
I gotta get out of
prayers.
You have a flower girl or a ring bearer, so whatever one.
Right.
Yes, so I'm providing you that service already.
Right, but congratulations on the baby. I look so forward to spoiling her.
You can't wait.
Her whatever her auntie wants her to be. So yeah. But we're gonna get into the questions again. So what is the best thing about your partner that you love, Tori? What's the best thing about Alan that you love?
he lets me be my authentic self. Like he loves me at every version of myself. Like when I'm being not the sweetest, like he's so gentle with me. He doesn't like fight fire with fire. He's like, do I talk to you that way? Do I treat you that way? And it's so loving, and it really puts me in check. And he just loves me authentically at all times. He's so patient. He's so kind, very mature, maybe because he had been married before. But he's just a great partner. We have a partnership. Like, yes, he's my husband, but like partnership would describe our relationship. He's the best partner that I could ever imagine having. I'm very blessed and favored by God.
Teamwork makes the dream work every time.
Trying to tell you, yes.
So, Alan, what is the best part about Tori that you love?
I love everything about Tori, but I especially love her faith. So her morals and her standards, they align with what I have as well. And it's just beautiful whenever, to me, that's the most beautiful thing about a woman is watching her worship and just knowing who she is and who she is in God. And that's not just in a service, but at home, in the car, and just having that relationship together and growing in God is just an amazing thing. And that's what I really love.
I love that. And I can attest to that. It was real.
Yes.
We was in church together. It was real.
Yes.
Look, I had to sling her to the altar a few times.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Yes.
No, I'm just joking with you. But yeah, that was my little sis. So I understand completely. She loved the Lord, and she's endured a whole lot too. So
Yes.
Her faith has gotten her through some things, and I don't think she's gonna ever waver on that. So
y'all gonna make me cry.
oh, I ain't gonna make you cry. None of them hormones kicking in.
Oh, girl.
So, what are two things that your partner does that brings you like the most joy? So think about the whole time, these almost 4 years. What are two things that Alan or Tori does that bring you the most joy?
So I'll say, I'll start out.
Okay.
So, because I know one of the things is that she makes me slow down and enjoy life, because I can get into such a driven person and just doing what needs to be done, that I'll look back and I've missed a whole lot, and I've actually done that before. So she makes me slow down to just enjoy life and to enjoy each and every moment. Whether it's booking a trip, planning us something to do, she keeps me busy. Yes. And I just love that she's so intentional. And I guess the other thing would be is we have pillow talk every night. And it's not always about watching the TV, watching the game, or doing something like that. We can cut the TV off. We can go to our bedroom and sit there and intentionally just have conversations. And that's been some of our best times. We have laughed. I mean, we have spent till, the wee hours of the morning just enjoying each other and just having a blast. And just those type of things there have really made me just my love for her to grow even more than what it was already.
So
yeah, that's that substance.
Yes.
So mine would be, it kind of goes together. We read our Bible together and we pray together every single day. We do that every single day. So we literally worship God together. Like we read our word together, we break it down, we pray for each other, to each other, out loud with each other. It's great to pray for your spouse like by yourself, but when you're praying together and 2 or 3 are gathering together, I mean, it changes some things. It changes a whole lot of things. So them are my two things, like praying and worshiping and being the word at home with my spouse, like literally putting praise and worship, having church at home, just us two. Like that is like the best thing in the world. You know, he loves me like Christ loves the church, and he treats me that way. And he shows me that by being in his word and being a praying man and seeking God. That is like my favorite thing to do with him.
See, and I love that. And that's a great example because, marriage is your first ministry anyway. So that ministry starts at home. So before we can go out and pretend out in the world around other people, we got to make sure that it's right at home first. By you doing that at home, that's the foundation and example there first. And then when you're going out, it'll be easier when you go out because you're already setting the foundation there and setting those principles there. So I love that.
And you never know who is looking at your marriage as an example too. So you always want to, be that example and be true to it. So if someone is watching your marriage or just trying to see how they need to walk through their faith in marriage or whatever, it's always good to be that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you guys for sharing that. So I know Tori likes to do a lot of, she got a little busybody around the house. So who's the neat freak and who's the messy mouse?
I think we both just clean up after each other, and it's not a.
So y'all don't have that little struggle in.
No, we don't have that. No.
We don't have like gender roles. Like I cook, he cook. I clean, he clean. Right now, he's doing most of it right now because I'm always tired. But like it's a joint effort. Like and our living situation is a little different than most people, so we can't be messy. We have a small space, so we can't really be messy. So But
even when we had the big house, we
both have. Yeah, he's a great part. Like partnership is really our definition of our marriage because it's partnership across the board. So yeah.
Okay. Well, then tell me this. Then who's the best cook in the house?
Oh, that would be her.
Thank you.
Okay. She's like, thank you. Look, she was waiting on that. She was like, let me hear it.
Yes.
All this weight she done put on me. It would definitely be her.
Okay. Well, look, what they always said, that's the best way to a man's heart. So when a woman can get that food, get that kitchen whipped up and get that stuff right in the kitchen and get that plate set up right, she's doing the right thing.
But he can grill. Like he can outside cooking. He is amazing. So I don't grill or do none of that. He's amazing at it. He can make a good steak. So I'm giving him credit. Is credit due.
Look. So she letting you got when you have your grill time, that's your shine time.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it. Okay, so we're gonna close with you guys on this question. When we talk about love languages, sometimes we have to often have those, times when we have to communicate some apologies and I'm sorry's and things like that. So with love language, sometimes there's an apology language. Is there an apology language that you guys have? Is there certain things that you guys do when you got to make up with the boo? You got to make it right?
Just for me, I would say we just communicate. Because if we're ever upset with each other, like I can't sleep, he can't sleep, we cannot function. So literally talking about it and like being open and listening to the other person for me, and seeing where that person comes from. Because I may not intentionally try to do anything to hurt my husband, but like if I did, I need to understand what I did, where it comes from, so I don't make the same mistake twice, or I don't do the same thing twice. So literally like listening and getting an understanding, because we are two different people,
Right.
So like literally communicating about it. And like, once we say like, I forgive you, I'm sorry, let's move forward. Like, that's what we're doing. We're never saying, remember when you used to, or we're never bringing back past things or anything like that. Like, forgive and forget and move forward.
I like that.
And we're not.
Guys. Go ahead, Alan.
I was going to say, I'm just going to add that we're not always fighting for a belt. You know, there's not got to be a winner in the house.
That part, that's so good.
We both want to win. We both got to succeed together. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to tear her down. She's not going to tear me down. We're in this thing together.
Peace is our goal. It's like, do you want to be right or you want peace in your house? I want peace. I love peace. Oh, I love it so much. So I think people need to remember that. Like, you're not trying to
Look,
win peace.
you just taught me something. So yeah, okay.
It's not about winning. It's not saying, oh, I was right. It's about peace. Like, I want peace with my partner. If I can't have peace nowhere else, I need to have peace with the person I'm going to live my life with and do life with. So that's the goal, peace.
That's a big nugget. I'm gonna write that one down for me.
Yes, yes.
So thank you guys. We're gonna send you guys to backstage and bring you guys back on to close out. And we're gonna bring on our third couple, and we'll see you guys back here shortly.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. So we're gonna bring on Londa. Hi guys.
Hi.
So it's Londa, right?
It's Shalonda, but yeah, Londa
Okay.
is fine. Yes.
Okay. Londa for sure. Well, hi guys. Welcome to Chit Chat Pod.
Thank you for having us.
Introduce us to Londa and Tavon James, please.
Well, I'm Shalonda.
I'm Tavon. We're in Georgia.
Okay.
We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary on Thursday.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you. What you want to tell them?
Go ahead.
She works in finance. I am an
I'm
entrepreneur.
a finance girl too.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a baker. We're just doing this thing we call life the best way we can.
Okay. Okay. So tell us then, how did you guys meet? Like, how did this love story started?
You want
Go ahead. Tell it.
She was.
Somebody said best cakes in Middle Georgia.
That's it. That's it. Thank you. She was being a creep on my TikTok, and I looked the name up and looked the name up on Facebook, and long and behold, she lived in Warner Robins. I sent her a friend request. She sent me a message. Within an hour, we were talking on the phone, and we've been hooked since.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
it's the same story. That's the same story, Londa.
Listen, that's it. We've gone over that several times.
Okay. So then I'm asking you, what was it for him that said, this is it for me. This the guy.
So one of the things that is really different for us is we have a big age difference. There is a 14-year age difference between us. And he's very mature for his age. So just the conversation and how he approached me was very different. But yeah, since conversation, we've pretty much been hooked. I mean, the one thing that really got me, I've never considered dating anybody younger. But in our initial conversation, when he asked me out on a date, one of the things he asked me was, does he need to pay for a babysitter? And I was like, most people, I've never had anybody ask me that before. It's just like, do you want to go on a date? And are you available? And yes, it's up to me to figure out what I'm gonna do with my child. So that took me aback a little bit. And I was like, okay, that's different. But it's just kind of been up and stuck since then.
Okay. And what was it about you, Tavon?
She has the most beautiful smile. She
Okay.
does. I think I told her that within the first 2 minutes of talking, your smile is really pretty. And on top of that, and I know it's gonna sound cliche, I did my little homework. I was creeping on her page, and I could tell that she was very into her success, and that's very rare these days. A lot of people just worry about what's going on in the present. She was somebody I could tell that, she sets herself up for success with every
She
move.
was focused, driven.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed that.
Yeah, that's an
I definitely
attraction.
needed that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's good, because when you have somebody, that's an attraction for me for men. When I see a man who's about his business, he got a vision. Look, boo, I can follow that man. You know, and he tell where we going, boo? Where we going? Put us in the car. Tell me we ain't got to. Well, I mean, no GPS. Tell me where we going.
Just grab your lip gloss and your ID. I got the rest.
Have a vision like that. So I love somebody that's driven, that got purpose. They focus on stuff like that. So yeah, that's an attraction by itself. So I totally get it. So what makes you the most connected to Tavon, Londa? Help us out, because look, you putting us older women on the map, honey, because you got to make us all go out there and be like,
Now hold on, let me give you a disclaimer. They are not all the same, okay?
I know they're not all the same. We're gonna be like scoping them out to check the maturity levels and all that kind of stuff.
So really, he has, believe it or not, he was able to kind of put me in my place. Being older and just kind of, I've been married before. And just after that first marriage, having a mindset of, what I'm not going to tolerate, this, that, and the other. I want this. I was very specific. But he's had to break me down a lot just on thought processes and the way that I think about things, the way that I look at things, view things. So he's really like, I feel like he's made for me. Like he's my match. Like, I don't know if there's anybody else that could have broken me down and put me in my place, because, it's like, you can't tell me nothing. I got this. I've been there before. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, it was very challenging. And I took on the challenge, but I could really appreciate somebody calling you out on your stuff, when you think you got it all together and you really don't, in a sense.
Yeah. And sometimes we need that checking, even when we see ourselves as like, the elder person, like we feel like because we're that person, we're the most mature, we know more, we done, we don't been there, done that kind of thing, but that's not always the case.
Right.
And sometimes we need that checking and check, mentality to kind of put things back in perspective for us. So
definitely,
that's important that you said that, and that you was able to receive that too as well. So what was it for you? What makes you feel the most connected?
I tell all the time, she made me grow up. All the time, she made me grow up. 23, 25, 26, you think that you got it, and there's so much stuff that you don't know. She put a lot of stuff in perspective for me. Like, hey, don't just think about, one of the biggest things I tell her all the time is, thank you for helping me out financially. I've learned to save a lot of money and just do things the right way with her help. There's times I go to her and say, hey, what do I need to do with this? And she just pushes me to be a better person. She really does. And I tell her that all the time, like, hey, seriously, I appreciate you for like pushing me to grow up. And one thing that made me fall for her was Londa mean. Londa is mean. Like, when I say mean, not like mean, but she's like, same exact way what she said about me. Like, she has her boundaries of what she's not going to tolerate. And it made me realize that if you want to be with her, there's certain things that you're just going to have to leave out and, move on from it. I appreciate it. She's made me a better person. And, she's opened up my love to places I never thought it could be. So, yeah.
That's good. And I like the fact that there's balance too. It's like there's some things that you're learning from him, and there's some things that he's learned from you, and it's like a balance. It's not like one-sided where, it's like one person is trying to do all the teaching or whatever. And it's like you guys are both able to receive it from each other. So I love that. So for love language, what is you guys' love language?
Well, so I know my love language has changed over time, starting out. And I mean, it still is acts of service, quality time, but he has made me more of a physical touch person, because that's his primary love language. He likes a lot of PDA, and I've had to kind of adapt to that. And so now it's like, if you walk by me and don't touch me, like, what's wrong with you? What's you okay? What we got going on today? So I expect it now, and it's a part of just something that I want and I actually like.
For me, I would say right behind physical touch, I would say words of affirmation. For me, I am a person that I need to be told I'm doing a good job. I need to be told that you're happy, because there's so many times you heard stories of people thinking that their partner's happy and you really have no clue that they're not. And it's just, for me, communicate. And like I tell all the time, like, if something's wrong, tell me. I can't fix something that I don't know is broken. So for me, words of affirmation, like, let me know I'm being a good husband. Let me know I'm being a good partner. Let me know that you're happy. Being a good partner goes a lot further than just paying bills and buying gifts. Making sure your partner is happy is really one of the biggest things you got to make sure that you do. So, she's grown tremendously, and I appreciate her for that. So.
Okay. So we know that you do baking. So who's the best cook in the house?
Oh, he is.
Oh, okay. So he does the cooking too. Okay. So he holding it down in the kitchen too.
I try. Yes, ma'am.
So when we're looking at our love languages, we sometimes they can change over the years. And I know as you guys are just in year 2. So as you guys progress in years, through the growth of your marriage, some things will strengthen. So what is your greatest strength right now in your relationship, you would say, that you guys have right now?
I think it's going to be communication for us.
Okay.
It's going to be the biggest one. We've come
a long
way with communication. And we still have room to grow, definitely, but we are in a place now where if there's something bothering us, either we're going to talk about it in that moment, or it's like, hold on, just, give me some space right now, just give me a little bit to cool down, and then we'll come back and talk about it. But there was a time when, we both just shut down. Like, okay, I don't have nothing else to say to you for the rest of the day, and you don't have nothing to say to me, and we'll just reconvene whenever we reconvene. So the communication piece is definitely where we are the strongest.
I love that, because when we had the older couple on this weekend, Mr. Dave said, we always heard people say, never go to bed angry, and or whatever. And he said, me and my wife have went to bed angry plenty of times. And he said, and I went 2 days sometimes without talking to her. And he was like, and it was because I knew at the moment I couldn't talk to her without processing what I needed to say. And to keep from saying something I don't need to say that I wouldn't need to take back, I had to process that, what I was feeling, the emotions and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was really good, because, a lot of times we want to rush into, like, talking about it. Let's talk about it right now, because I'm that kind of person. You can't tell me we'll talk about that when we, cross that bridge. I'm already at the bridge, bro. I'm on the parking lot. Like, we got to talk right now. I'm that kind of person. So you can't tell me that. So I'm just like, I have to work on that, because, there's times where it's not the right time to communicate it. Both people need that time to process whatever they're feeling and whatever emotions they got going on in order for effective communications to happen. And a lot of time we miss those opportunities because we want to have those right now conversations, and it, and in the heat of the moment, it escalates into other stuff, and it makes it 10 times worse, and it hinders more than it helps.
Yeah.
So,
we definitely had to get there, though. I think one of the things we had to understand was, hey, we had to even just be able to say, you got to give me a little bit of space. Like, understand I need space to do this, because it used to be that was him. He needs space to process. For me, I'm like you, like, no, let's talk about it now. But I had to understand that if you need the space, why do you need space? You know, tell me what it is. And so once he broke that down to me, it's like, just give me a minute to cool off, you know, think about it. And so I even take that now, and before I have a conversation, I do the same thing. So I take space and think about the conversation. Sometimes it's not even worth reconvening. We just realize it was stupid and, you know, I was wrong for this or whatever. And we don't have to talk about it, and we just move on sometimes.
Yeah, see that time processing it, it'll give you all that whole time, and you'd be like, this was nothing. You know, we don't blew this up over nothing, you know. And I've had that happen before. Be like, oh, we ain't got to discuss it. You know, because I'd be like, it was nothing. But so when since we're talking about that, apology languages, do y'all have an apology language? There's certain things y'all do when y'all need to make up, break up kind of thing.
What you want to eat?
Oh yeah, because you the cook and the baker, so you
absolutely
bringing all the goodies.
I know, and I'm going, even if it's a situation of, hey, let me go get her something to eat. But for me, I try to make sure that I'm very direct with my apology. You know, not just say I'm sorry. You know, we don't use the word sorry in the house. Like, I apologize. And one thing that I used to do with her, and I kind of hate when she does it with me, is when she would say, I apologize, I would ask her, what are you apologizing for? Because it's easy for somebody to just say, I apologize.
Yeah. But
now, you know, it's backfired because I'll say, I apologize. And she was like, for what? So it's one of those things of, again, I've had to learn, hey, don't bring up no argument if you're not really to truly, explain what's really going on. So, when I apologize, I'm very thorough in my apology, and it's very heartfelt. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm sorry right then and right there because it's not going to be authentic. Give me some grace. And when I apologize to you, understand it's from the heart. So that's my answer.
And you bring in the goodies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm a big spoiler. If I've really done it wrong, she'll know she'll get a little bag or something. But not like truly though. I've worked on certain things for me to realize it's really not that big of a deal for me to be upset about.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Londa?
Apology for me has never been an issue. Like I'm just one of those people. If I mess up, I'll own up to it. Hey, I should have done that, or maybe I could have done that different. I would just bring it straight out. I've never had an issue apologizing, even though he thinks different. But I don't. I've never had. I don't mind. If you call me out on my stuff or whatever, or I recognize that I've done something wrong, I have no problem apologizing. So for me, it has never been that big of an issue. I can apologize and admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So we're going to wrap up with you guys and bring the other couples back on. I want to thank you guys for sharing and with you on your love story and your love language. We're going to have the other couples. Jada, if you can get the other couples back on. Okay, I see Tori and Gabby and Mark. Welcome back, guys.
Hey.
Hola.
So meet Londa and Tavon and Alan and Tori and Gabby and Mark.
Hi.
Hi, y'all.
So Chit Chat Pod, these is our last couples for the last week of our couple series for Love Language Part 2. So after today's episode closes out, you will get an opportunity to vote for your favorite featured couple from all 4 weeks. 3 weeks actually, because we had Super Bowl week wasn't we rescheduled that week. So all 3 weeks, you will be able to vote for the couples for all 3 weeks and decide which couple was your favorite featured couple, and that couple will receive a $100 gift card from Chit Chat Podcast, and we'll have dinner on us. So hopefully it's one of you guys.
Hopefully.
So
I need to win that. I'm having a baby.
That's not fair, but all right. We'll let that go.
I've already won.
Oh,
Right, go ahead, yeah, give it to them.
I know that's look, everybody.
Alan, I'm gonna need a steak up
there.
real soon for that. All right.
Right. So, but you guys will get a chance. So, we'll post it. We'll have it posted about an hour after this show ends, and it'll be posted up until 12 o'clock tomorrow. So, actually, I work tomorrow in DC, so I've got to go in the office tomorrow. So, I don't get off till 4, and by the time I get out of traffic, it'll be probably won't get home to 6. So we'll keep it open to 6 p.m. tomorrow. Because I want to get home to about that time anyways. So we'll have voting open tonight. It'll start tonight, and then it'll stay open to 6 tomorrow. We'll close out tomorrow, and then hopefully by tomorrow night by 8, or if not tomorrow night, by first thing Tuesday morning, we'll post who the winning couple was, and I'll contact you guys and get your information to send the gift card to. So okay, Jada's gonna post the couples with all the names, and there'll be a poll, and then that way everybody can vote from the poll, so that'll be easier. So if you got your friends on Facebook and they've been on checking out the live, have them vote. Have your family members vote. Tell them y'all go vote. So but we're gonna close out. Thank you guys for sharing in on today's Chit Chat Pod couple series. I have one final question for all of you guys. It's the same question for each of you, and each of you will get a chance to answer it. But I want to give you guys an opportunity to share any last remarks that you guys want to share, or any advice you want to give any couple out there as we close out the month of love for February, and any advice you want to give or any lasting remarks. I'll start with you, Gabby and Mark, and then we'll go around Alan, and then Londa and Tavon.
any last comments?
The only really advice I would have is just, it's all in God's hands. He has a plan for all of us, and it's hard to sit and wait for his plan to come to fruition. But once it does, it's the most amazing thing in the world.
Just be aware.
Just be patient.
Be aware, yeah. And try something new.
Absolutely.
Because Mark was new as something new for me.
Yeah. I mean, so you didn't ask us who was.
You're too busy talking.
But
Look, I know you're the better cook because I see your plates. And I see Gabby eating all the time. She's always posting pictures of your food.
Yeah.
So I already gave you an A+.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right,
Shannon.
you guys done with your remarks?
Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks,
Alan and
Shannon.
Tori.
So I want to piggyback off of Mark and Gabby. I was going to say God timing is always the best timing.
Mhm.
And try something new. Like literally try something new. We have a list and we have what we like, what we want. But when you give it to God, he gives us what we need and more. So like my desires, God gave it to me, but he gave me more than what I asked for. So definitely be patient, wait on God, and just open your mind, because, sometimes something new is what you need. So to doing the same thing that you used to do over and over again. So
Don't be afraid to take a chance.
No.
Just because it wasn't good at one way or at one time in your life, take a chance, and it might be the best thing you've ever done in your life.
Well, I feel like
Outside-
y'all talking to me. Well, I feel like y'all talking to me.
tell you
'Cause
this
I
all the
done
time.
heard that. Well, I feel like y'all talking to me. But okay, but I'm gonna let y'all have that advice for everybody. Thank you guys, Londa and Tavon.
Well, since we piggybacking, I'm gonna piggyback off both of the couples, and of course, trust God, yes, because we never know what his plan is. Try something new. Tried it worked, so definitely do it. But my piece of advice would be, make sure lines of communications remain open. and be open-minded about it. And just remember, what works for others may not work for you. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad advice that you hear from friends or other places, but just know it just may not work for you in your dynamic. So
for me, I'm going to be the one to be I'm going to dare to be different a little bit with my approach. Simply put, just, open communication. Communicate with your partner what it is that you need from them, and listen to what they need from you. Let's normalize giving our partner what it is that they want instead of what it is that you want them to have. And that's pretty much it. People are very clear cut about what it is that they want. So just listen. Take a step back, listen, take a notebook. If you're not a person with a laundry list, write it down. I take in a book, listen to your partner and work on it. Being married, dating is actually still a job. It's a lot of work. So just do that.
Always work.
Always
work. Okay, so last question, guys, for all of you. All right. So if you had to do a report card for your partner, will your partner be getting the grade that will be determining if they go into after school detention, or will they be going to the award show?
Award show.
Absolutely.
Definitely award show.
My boo's doing a graduation speech.
Hey,
Valedictorian. That's
Look, she gonna be valedictorian.
She's gonna be valedictorian.
That Kuma Sum Laude.
That's it.
Look, he's graduating.
I
early,
love
okay?
it.
He's graduating 2 years early, so.
That's all right.
Okay.
All right, Alan.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna leave with this quote for you guys. I try to do a love quote with each week. It says, the only way of knowing a person is to love them without hope. Walter Benjamin is a German philosopher. So the only way of knowing a person is to love them without hope. So that means we got to, we can't put no, strategies in there. Sometimes we just got to go in and just love without hope. And so we can know that person, give an opportunity to learn and know that person, with, a whole heart totality kind of thing. So, and leave all the other stuff, the past stuff and everything else that we've discovered and been through behind. So, love them without hope. I love it. So thank you guys again for being a part of the Chit Chat Podcast couple series. I appreciated you guys for taking the opportunity and sharing your stories and being a part of our podcast. I hope that our podcast audience enjoyed you guys. I hope you guys had an opportunity to look at some of the comments. We normally try to highlight some of the comments, but you guys had some comments. So if y'all can go back and look through at some of the comments during your interview sessions and see how some people gave you some praises on some of y'all remarks and some of the things that you guys gave and with y'all nuggets and stuff like that. So, but always come back. If y'all want to come back, always come back. We'll probably have another session where we have like all male panel and female panel, whatever. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know. And we'll let you guys be part of something like that as well. So, but thank you guys for being a part. We will wish you luck on the voting series that starts tonight, and whichever couple win, please, all of you guys are definitely deserving, because we had some great couples since week one on here, sharing in their stories, laughing. We had some laughs, some funny stuff going on, but everybody has been such a joy getting to know and hearing their love story. So I just want to thank everybody from week one all the way to this week. Thank you guys for sharing with us. And we wish you guys luck for the dinner. It would definitely be deserving for all of you guys. So have a good evening, and we will see you guys later.
Bye.